What would we do if the world was suddenly perfect? We go crazy. We don't know how to handle a perfect world with no problems, with no sin, with no temptation, We need a teacher to introduce a whole new way of living with a whole new perspective that we can't even imagine today.
Yeah.
That's Mashiach, like a new Moses.
Yeah, so there was that question, but I have a bigger question about the Messiah. Usually people probably come to your community and ask you about this, and I've seen a lot of your videos about the Messiah, but my question is not really, do you believe the Rebbe is the Messiah and when is he coming? That's not really my main interest. My main interest as a group is a group of people, Chabad, with this focus on preparing the world for Messiah. And just start there. And what's the dynamic? What's the overall? This is a big question, but the overall belief about a group outreaching and basically presenting themselves so that the Messiah can come. Like, how much is that emphasized, or is it not emphasized? Is it just living a halakhic life, and then that'll take care of itself? But the group being at the center, uniquely positioned to prepare the world for Messiah. I guess we could start there, and I can be more specific if you want.
Well, you start at the beginning. In the beginning, God created heaven and earth. The first question that comes up is, that's the beginning, so where's the end? The answer is Messiah. So Mashiach is really like the whole point of everything. It's the end goal. It's the reason for our existence. It's everything. Because the big question is, where are we going? We have religions, good ones, bad ones, painful ones. Where are we going? The answer, of course, is the world perfected so that the lowest world, which is ours, becomes the highest world and completes the circle. So God creates lofty worlds, continues to go down, and the lower you go, eventually the circle starts to turn, and then you reconnect and end up higher than all the worlds in between. So, Mashiach means God's plan fulfilled. The way he wants the world to be, that's how it's going to be. So there's no going to heaven, because it makes this world look unnecessary or insignificant. So, since the beginning of creation, we have been preparing the world for Mashiach. But back 3,000 years ago, there was a long way to go, so the emphasis was more on, let's just do the hard lifting and the hard work, and Mashiach will eventually come. But now, we're getting much closer to the end goal, so the awareness or the excitement about, yes, it's going to happen, is building, like for the last 300 years, since the Baal Shem Tov. So now, well, we still do the same things, we still got to serve God and do all the mitzvot and so on, but we're beginning to kind of sense that we've turned the corner. And then there's the question of who is the Mashiach? And why do we need an individual? If it's just going to be a completion of a historic collective effort, what's with the Mashiach?
Good question. Yeah.
So the practical answer is, what would we do if the world was suddenly perfect? We go crazy. We don't know how to handle a perfect world with no problems, with no sin, with no temptation, Seems rather boring. So we need a teacher to introduce a whole new way of living, the same commandments, the same Torah, but with a whole new perspective that we we can't even imagine today.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a revolutionary teaching. That's Mashiach. Like a new Moses.
What about David? Is there when a new Moses and a new David? How does that factor in? Is there gonna what does this look
Yeah,
like on the ground of
you're
a
right.
figure to come? And
Yeah, you're right. I should have said a new David because he's going to be a king. And he has to be a descendant of King David. So, yeah. To put it again, in other words, what King David hoped to accomplish
oh, okay.
and didn't quite, his grandchild is going to complete for him.
When we were at the cafe right there by 770, she pointed out these kids got off a bus, and I asked Rabbi Yoni about this. They on the these are small kids, and on the back of their shirt it said Mashiach now. And I see, there's a Madashahu singer, in his early songs in the early 2001s. He was singing Mashiach now. When I went to Israel last year, I'm seeing pictures of the Rebbe all over the place, up in Golan Heights, all over Jerusalem, on the back street signs. I'm snapping pictures everywhere, and the theme is, is Messiah's. It says something like Messiah's here, or Mashiach, something about the Messiah. And so, how how do people in the community? What does this look like day to day, like on the ground, living day to day? As is it more of a collective? There's sort of this idea out there that we have to keep pushing along. Messiah's coming soon, and all the things that that means in terms of their their religious is not a right term, but all the commandments that you follow, or is there an individuals have an idea about their role in bringing Messiah or looking forward to Messiah? Is this not in a individual's consciousness, or is it just sort of this idea that's just kind of out there in general, like Christians, second coming's happening or the end time's coming, and we just need to wait for it, or is there this proactive striving for it?
That's exactly right. We've had this passive belief, be patient, wait, it'll happen. But now, the Rebbe said the time has come. So it's not a hope anymore. It's not a belief anymore. It's a project. Let's finish the job. And it becomes, an individual motivational energy. One more good deed could bring the Mashiach, and it could be the one I'm about to do. So it's very personal.
Yeah.
If you enjoyed this conversation or this topic, and you're looking for more information, or you want to hear it again from another angle, there's a way to do that. And that is in this book. It's all there. Order it from Amazon. You can read it, reread it, and share it. These ideas, these messages, this approach to life, this approach to Torah, to meaning, and to morals is vital for the world today, and we need to get this message out to the entire world. It is universal, it's essential, it's indispensable. To support this effort, if you want to be a partner in this crime, check out the link and make a donation. It really helps a lot. And thank you in advance.